How to make 2x2 faces efficiently. Making your 2x2 faces fast is essential to both popular speed solving methods Ortega and EG, as exampled by these two cubes. And in both these methods, you want to be able to make your 2x2 faces efficiently and fast for, well, the fastest possible times. Before I start the tutorial, here's a quick overview on how things are going to work. Number 1, in all my examples, except example solves, I'll be using white pieces for clarity. I will be referring to them as face pieces. However, you can use any color pieces for any of these cases if you are color neutral, being able to solve the 2x2 on any color side, for example yellow or red. Number 2, you should follow along by setting up these cases and writing down some of these algorithms, especially some of the more complex 2x2 face algorithms, such as this one. Before you even turn or insert any face pieces, you should plan out a little bit of your face and inspection before solving. To do this, look around your 2x2 for something called a bar. Bars in 2x2 are when 2 to 3 pieces are connected like this, or like this. On this one 2x2 scramble, there are a total of 3 bars. However, on some scrambles there may be more or less. This is just an example, and from here, if you're color neutral, you could solve on any one of these bars. Now that you've found a bar in inspection, hold it at the bottom left like this. And then from here, at the top, you can plan out the rest of your 2x2 face by looking at the other face pieces. Now, if you can't find a bar, there are some alternative methods. Checkerboard bars, such as here, are when 2 of the same face color piece are opposite to each other on one side, like this. Just like regular old bars, you should hold them at the bottom so you can plan out the rest of your 2x2 face. And lastly, if you can't find any bars or checkerboard bars, you can always just choose any old random piece and hold it in the bottom layer like this. And then from here, plan out the rest of your cross. Number 2, basic inserts. When you have your bar, checkerboard bar, or single piece in the bottom layer like this, make sure to check the 2 pieces in the bottom layer that aren't already face pieces like this. Make sure to hold them at the bottom right. So from here, if there's an empty piece or non-face piece in the bottom right, and bottom front right, from here, if there's a face piece above it, you have one of 3 cases. Front right case number 1. When the face piece faces you directly head on, like this, do U, R, U prime, R prime to insert into the bottom layer. Front right case number 2. When the face piece you want to insert to the bottom layer is facing to the right, like this, do R, U, R prime to insert into the bottom layer. Front right case number 3. When the face piece you want to insert to the bottom layer is facing up, there's one of 2 situations that can happen here. If there are no face pieces oriented correctly in the bottom layer already, then you can just do R2 to insert it to the bottom layer. But let's say there's already a face piece in the way, and if you moved it, it would, bump it out of spot. Now instead of doing R2, you can do an alternate algorithm, which looks like this. So do R, U2 prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime. For the second group of basic cases, it's when there's a bar at the bottom layer like this, the empty piece you want to insert is here, and the face piece you want to insert is in the top layer. So what you want to do is move the piece you want to insert right above, and depending on the orientation, there's one of 3 cases which can occur. Left insert case number 1, when the face piece faces you like this, do U prime, L prime, U, L to insert into the bottom layer. For the second left insert case, when the face piece you want to insert into the bottom layer is facing away from you to the left, do L prime, U prime, L to insert it in the bottom layer. Now for the third left insert case, this is another one of those more advanced ones. If the face piece faces up like this, now depending on the face pieces in the bottom layer, there's one of 2 solutions for this. If there are no face pieces are oriented correctly below it, then you can just do L2 to insert it. But let's say there is one oriented correctly beneath it, then do this algorithm to insert it to the bottom layer without moving the other one. Number 3, advanced inserts. Now that you've got your front right, front left inserts done, you now know how to do almost every possible case in the top, front, left, and right. But now it is time for back inserts and bottom inserts. A little important thing to note about back inserts before we get into the cases is, let's say in inspection you have one of these, when you have like a triple bar nearly completed, and this is the piece in the back and this piece in the front. Just hold the piece you want, hold it from here, and then from here you could just do front right case. Let's say you're in the middle of a solve, this is when the back cases come in handy, so you don't have to rotate. Case number 1, when there's an empty space in the bottom back right, and instead of rotating and doing this insert, don't rotate and hold the piece in the back right above the empty spot like this. Then do R prime, U prime, R to insert into the bottom back layer. Back right insert case number 2, when you have nearly the same case as last time, but instead of the face piece facing to the right, the piece faces all the way back away from you. Do this algorithm instead. So U prime, R, U, R to insert into the back right without rotating. Back right case number 3, when there's an empty spot in the back right, the piece you want to insert is facing up like this. Instead of moving into the back like this, like you did with the rest of the cases, there are 1 or 2 sub-cases that can occur here. For example, if there's no face pieces oriented correctly at the bottom layer, then just do R2 to insert it into the back right, just like this. If there is a face piece in the bottom layer, instead of doing R2, which will displace the other piece, hold it in the back in the back right, like this, right above the spot you want to insert it in. Then do this algorithm. Insert it to the bottom back right without rotating. Back inserts left. Case number 1, when there's a non-face piece in the bottom left like this, and the face piece you want to insert is in the top layer, move the face piece above the spots, then do a certain sequence of moves. When the face piece you want to insert is facing to the left like this, and is in the back left like this, do this sequence moves to insert it into the bottom left without rotating. The same exact case as last time, but instead the face piece faces away from you towards the back. Do this sequence moves to insert it into the bottom layer. Now case number 3, when the face piece you want to insert faces up and is in the back left like this, do this sequence of moves to insert it to the bottom back left. Bottom inserts. Bottom inserts are pretty rare in basic cases, mainly occurring during checkerboard bars. Here's the first type. When the face piece is in the bottom and faces you like this, do this algorithm to insert it to the bottom left, or bottom front. Now for the mirror case for the left side, if it's on the left like this, do this algorithm instead. To insert it to the bottom left. Here's the second and last type of bottom insert case. When the face piece faces to the right like this, do this algorithm. To insert it to the bottom right. And now for the mirror case of that last one, on the left side, do that algorithm to insert it to the left. Example solves. For the first example solve, follow along with me with this scramble right here. Green front, white top. So let's see what we got here. So we've got 3 white pieces like this, and I see a white face piece in the top layer like this, and there's an empty spot right here. So I'm first gonna have this empty spot in the front right, or in the front bottom right. Then from here, I'm probably just gonna do U2, and then this front case. For the next example face solve, follow along with me with this scramble. For this example, let's look around the cube. I'm probably gonna say orange is where I'm gonna go with. So for this example, I'm probably gonna do this. I'm probably gonna move this to the front. Probably do this to insert it to the bottom, and then I have this one in the back right to insert it. This one actually made a layer. Now for the third and last example solve, follow along with me. Green front, top white. here we are. Here's the scramble. So looks like we have 3 green pieces. That's pretty good. 2 white pieces. Oh, and this can make a layer. Alright, so I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try whites because alright. So I'm gonna move this piece to the front right insert. This piece is facing up, and there's an empty piece in the back. So without rotating, I'm gonna do a back right insert. Forgot to double flick. Oh, and that was actually a pretty good scramble. I should try to break my I should try to mess around with that. Anyways, that was that 3rd example done. Conclusion. Using these methods, I can make a 2x2 face in under a second, and with a little practice, so can you. If you need an Algsheet, there's one I wrote in the description of the video. Thank you so much for supporting and watching my content. See you in the next one, Cubers.